Today, we're going to dig into a pretty radical idea. What if humanity's most basic fundamental instinct, our drive to survive, is the very thing that's holding us back now? We're going to explore how we might shift from a world that's really built on fear to one that's designed for us to truly flourish.
It's a tough question, right? For most of human history, that survival drive was our superpower. It saved us from predators, from immediate dangers. But in today's incredibly complex, interconnected world, while that same instinct to react fast, protect our own tribe, and control everything around us has actually become a liability. It's driving short-term thinking and conflict at the exact moment we need long-term vision and cooperation more than ever.
So to really get what's happening on a global scale, we first have to look inward. We need to look at the psychological software that humanity is running on. You can think of it like our collective operating system.
And the core programming of this OS is that old, primal survival drive. It was perfect for the Stone Age, but it is full of bugs for the 21st century. And when you take this ancient drive and you amplify it with modern technology, global markets, and political systems, it doesn't create stability, it creates chaos.
And this outdated OS, it works like a domino effect. It all starts with our basic survival drive. Now you mix that with our very human ability to imagine the future, and what do you get? You get fear. That fear then triggers this deep, deep desire for safety, which we then try to get through control. And that desperate attempt to control everything, it usually just leads to judgment, punishment, and ultimately, conflict.
And this really gets to the core paradox of it all. The more we desperately grasp for control because we're afraid, the more it just slips right through our fingers. Look, no single person, no government, no corporation can truly control the world. These attempts, born from fear, just create more instability and more division, and at the end of the day, they make all of us less safe.
And you can see the results of this OS playing out all around us. It's the constant blame game in politics. It's that tribal us versus them mentality that fuels everything from protectionism to actual war. It's that deep inertia that fights against essential changes because, hey, the status quo, no matter how broken it is, feels safer than stepping into the unknown.
Okay, so let's zoom out a bit. How does this internal, psychological process scale up to become a global problem? Because what starts as an individual fear, it doesn't stay small for long. So when you have millions, even billions of us all running on this same fear-based OS, it scales up into what some experts are calling a polycrisis. This is where all our big global crises, climate change, economic instability, social unrest, they all start interacting and making each other worse. And our institutions, they were built on that same outdated code, so they become fragmented, paralyzed. They just weren't designed for the complex problems we're all facing today.
And the result of all that, it's this dangerous state of collective learned helplessness. After you see so many systemic failures, so many broken promises, we all start to believe that we're powerless to change things. This isn't weakness. It's a totally predictable psychological response to a system that just feels broken. And honestly, it's one of the biggest roadblocks to making any real progress.
But what if we could install a new operating system? This is the point where we shift gears from just diagnosing the problem to actually exploring a powerful and really hopeful alternative. This upgrade is called conscious collaboration. And look, this is way more than just working together better. It's a structured approach that's built on a totally different foundation. We're talking about a shared purpose that goes beyond individual ego, that's built on deep trust and truly open communication. It's a fundamental shift from reacting out of fear to creating out of a shared intention.
Now, the ambition here is not small. We're not talking about a few minor tweaks. This is about a complete transformation on a planetary scale, and it unfolds in 3 distinct but totally interconnected layers.
So first up is sustainability. Think of this as the baseline, the absolute bare minimum of just doing less harm, of slowing down the damage. But that's not enough, right? So the next level up is regeneration, actively healing and restoring the health of our ecosystems, our communities, our institutions. And then the ultimate goal, reharmonization. This is about fundamentally realigning human civilization so that it works with the principles of life, not against them.
And this is the crucial shift in how we see things. Reharmonization means we finally stop seeing nature as just a collection of resources to be extracted. Instead, we start seeing ourselves as part of a single, living system. It's a huge move away from a mindset of domination and towards a conscious, symbiotic partnership with the planet itself. Okay, So this all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do it? How do we run this new software at a global scale? Well, that's where a new kind of infrastructure comes into play.
Meet Phoenix. It's envisioned as a living, collaborative infrastructure, a tool that's designed specifically to help us make that critical shift away from global fragmentation and towards global coherence. It's the practical engine that could run conscious collaboration.
And it is so important to understand that Phoenix isn't just another tech platform. The technology is just the scaffolding. Its real purpose is so much deeper. It's about upgrading our ethics, healing our relationships, and enabling a full-on civilizational evolution.
So how does it actually work? Well, it's designed to build out 7 foundational capacities for us to flourish. For instance, collective systems sense-making helps us understand these super complex problems together. Wise decision-making infrastructure gives us the tools to make better long-term choices. And life-aligned metrics and accountability means we finally start measuring success not just by profit, but by the well-being of people and the planet. These are the building blocks for a healthier global system. So let's just put it all together. This is the upgrade we're talking about. We're moving from a system of extraction to one of regeneration. From zero-sum competition to synergistic collaboration. From a desperate, short-sighted focus on survival to wise, long-term stewardship. And maybe, most importantly, we move from a foundation of control to a foundation of trust.
And that really brings us to the final, crucial point. Change is coming. That's inevitable. Our current systems are under way too much stress to just keep going as they are. So the real choice we face is that change going to be a chaotic, uncontrolled collapse, or will it be a conscious, deliberate co-evolution? The path we choose really depends on whether we can finally upgrade the operating system we're all running on.